Hi there, welcome to the channel. My name is Brick and I'm your official Puerto Rico travel guide. From the common to the uncommon, I help you discover Puerto Rico's most amazing natural, historic, and cultural attractions. And today, I'll show you the top 10 foods you must eat when you visit Puerto Rico. Traveling to another country can be a life-changing experience. If you do it right, you get the opportunity to not only see a country's monuments and attractions, but you also experience their culture and lifestyle. One extremely important aspect of a country's culture is their food, and this is no exception for Puerto Rico. Our traditional criollo cuisine plays an integral role in every cultural activity and family gathering. Similar to the people of Puerto Rico, our traditional cuisine has a rich history, from the blend of our African, Taíno, and Spanish ancestors' tradition, resulting in what legendary Spanish chef Jose Andrés describes as one of the most interesting cuisines in the world. With so many delicious food options to choose from, it's difficult to know where to start. But don't worry, in this video I'll show you my top 10 picks of the top foods you must eat when visiting Puerto Rico and precisely where to get them. Our first stop for authentic Puerto Rican comfort food is the community of Piñones. Piñones stretches from the municipality of Carolina all the way to the municipality of Loíza and is heavily influenced by the traditions of our African ancestors who settled in the area many years ago. Today, their descendants have artfully kept their traditions and cooking styles alive for everybody's enjoyment. Here, we stop at one of the kiosks right next to the beach called El Guariquiten and indulge in the food that occupies the #1 spot on this list, Alcapurrias. Alcapurrias are a deep-fried fritter made by placing a yautía, green banana, and plantain dough called masa on a sea grape leaf that helps in giving the alcapurria its shape. Alcapurrias are crunchy on the outside and soft on the inside, which is most commonly filled with ground beef. Here, we also tried my personal favorite and #2 on this list, Bacalaitos. Bacalaitos are fried cod fritters made with a mixture of codfish, flour, and adobo. Their shape is circular and flat, but they can range in size. You will notice that many businesses will sell alcapurrias, but not many will sell bacalaitos. And that's generally because it can be relatively difficult and complicated to make them. However, Piñones is a sure bet if you want to find this delicious and somewhat rare authentic Puerto Rican food. The third food we ate at Piñones were some delicious empanadillas. Empanadillas are fried turnovers made with flaky dough filled with all sorts of locally caught seafood such as fish, crustaceans, and octopus. Empanadillas look very similar to other authentic Puerto Rican foods called empanadas and pastelillos. In fact, there's a debate about the difference between these foods, but you don't have to worry about that because these foods are essentially the same thing and they all taste delicious. So if you pull up to a kiosk with traditional fried food and you can't differentiate between an empanadilla, an empanada, or a pastelillo, just point at one and I can assure you, you won't be disappointed. And although this video is all about delicious food, it wouldn't be fair to talk about Piñones without talking about its breathtaking natural landscape. Piñones' beaches are some of the most beautiful and pure beaches you will find near the metro area. Their crystal clear waters are surrounded by a luscious forest full of pine trees, sand dunes, salt flats, and the most extensive natural system of mangroves in all of the island. After taking a dip in the water under the blazing sun, we decided to stop by the restaurant Contra Viento y Marea, where we had the food that occupies the #4 spot on this list, the famous Piña Colada. This traditional Puerto Rican drink is made out of coconut cream, coconut milk, pineapple juice, and can be spiked with rum. which is then blended or shaken with crushed ice. If you go to Old San Juan, you can actually stop by what is considered to be the birthplace of Piña Colada, the restaurant called Barra China. But I can assure you that many places like Contraviento y Marea also serve a deliciously refreshing Piña Colada, and even experiment with other ingredients to amplify the experience, like adding coconut flakes and even by garnishing it with a likable gummy shark. Now, before jumping into the other foods you must eat in Puerto Rico, please take a moment to smash that like button if you're enjoying this video and found it helpful. Also, subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more videos that'll help you explore the common and uncommon parts of Puerto Rico. If you want to eat any of the foods that I've talked about in this video, make sure to check out the description below where I've placed the coordinates of the businesses where you can get them. Also, if you're like me and you love sweets, make sure to leave some room for dessert and stick around to the end of the video for the last spot on this list. Now, going back to the countdown. To get the food that occupies the number 5 spot on this list, we head over to Lote 23. Located in the heart of Santurce, Lote 23 is a gastronomical park with a variety of food options. But today we're going straight to El Cuchifrito, which serves some seriously delicious mofongos. Mofongos are usually made by frying and mashing green plantains with garlic and other ingredients using a traditional wooden mortar and pestle called pilon. Mofongo can be eaten by itself, or it can be filled with many types of protein such as chicken, fried meat, fish, and octopus. Other types of mofongo can be made by combining green plantains with ripe plantains and yuca. To get to the food that occupies the 6th spot on this list, we head over to the famous Bebo's Cafe. Bebo's is conveniently located about a 5-minute drive away from Puerto Rico's main airport, and it's extremely close to many of the car rental companies. So, if you're stuck waiting to receive or hand in your rental car, make sure to stop by Bebo's and get some delicious pernil. Pernil is a traditional way of roasting pork shoulder. It's usually marinated overnight with several herbs and spices called adobo, and it is then slow roasted to perfection. Pernil is most popular during Christmas time when it is served with other authentic Puerto Rican foods. But in this case, I'm pairing it with the number 7 on this list, the delicious yuca. Yuca, also known as cassava, is a root vegetable which is usually prepared by cutting, boiling, and mixing it with olive oil, spices, garlic, and onions. Yuca is extremely versatile. It can also be fried or mashed to complement any dish. And to top it all off, we add the number 8 on this list, the delicious Amarillitos. Amarillitos are easily made by frying ripe plantains and are perfect for adding sweetness to any dish. This combination of pernil, yuca, and Amarillitos is a fantastic example of the influence that our African, Taíno, and Spanish ancestors' cooking styles had on what today is our authentic criollo cuisine. If you think you've had a good cup of coffee but haven't tasted and smelled the delicious aroma of Puerto Rican coffee, then you seriously need to think again. In the 19th century, Puerto Rico was one of the largest exporters of coffee on the planet. Unfortunately, for many reasons, the coffee industry in the island dwindled in size. But recently, there has been a resurgence of interest in coffee and a strong effort by both young and old farmers to rejuvenate and reinvent the coffee industry in Puerto Rico. In fact, the island's tropical climate and high altitude mountains allow for the growth of beans used to produce coffee that is both complex and rich in flavor. It is for this reason that Puerto Rican coffee holds the 9th spot on this list. If you want a guaranteed spot that sells coffee made with a special blend of 100% locally grown beans, you need to head over to Tostado at their locations in Calle Loíza or Calle Condado. And while you're there, make sure to check out their absolutely mouth-watering brunch options, such as their savory breakfast burger and their unique pumpkin pancakes. So, next time you visit Puerto Rico, help the coffee industry. Skip the Starbucks Frappuccino and get yourself a cup of 100% locally grown specialty coffee by local farmers. And last, but definitely not least, we head over to the bakery called Horno Fino to get the authentic Puerto Rican pastry called Quesitos. Quesitos are made by stuffing puff pastry dough with cream cheese, which is then baked to delicious perfection and glazed with honey and sugar. Other variations of quesito are also stuffed both with cream cheese and delicious guava paste. However, in this case, we visited Horno Fino specifically to try their famous 24-inch extra large quesitos. As you might have imagined, we paired this sweet treat with some delicious locally grown coffee. And I have to say, we were definitely not disappointed. And that wraps up my list of the top 10 foods you must eat when visiting Puerto Rico. However, this is just the tip of the extensive repertoire of delicious, authentic Puerto Rican foods. Similar to other countries, there are even special dishes that are only served at specific times of the year, like Christmas, or dishes that you can only find if you visit specific municipalities or regions within Puerto Rico, like the Seti in the municipality of Arecibo. So, if you'd like to see a part 2 of this video, make sure to leave a comment below. And that's it. Thank you guys for sticking around till the end of the video. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Also, if you like this video, there's a good chance that you might also like these 2 videos on my channel, so make sure to check them out. Thank you so much for watching, and see ya in the next one.